from Maryland, and her name is Tara McManaway. Thank you so much.
So I'm sitting back there saying, my water bottle's in the front. I need my water bottle. So pardon me, don't listen to it on the mic. Okay. Has everyone established that they can get on this poll and establish they cannot and need index cards in case you would like to share an opinion and you don't want the digital natives to take over? Okay, so I am speaking probably at the voice level that I will be speaking through my presentation. Raise your hand if you can hear me. All right, and everybody's happy with the volume level? Okay. So we have a couple of little interesting snafus. I came last night, I got everything all set up so that I could see my speaker's notes and you could see the presentation. But this morning, you could see my speaker's notes and I could see my presentation. So I am going to be multitasking on two computers. So when I get this dazed look, there's a reason for that. Okay, so let me get us where I want us to be, right here. So let me go back. So in this room, there is a wealth of experience. Those of you that said you're 20 plus years or you don't even know, you can't count, you're going to understand a lot of what I say because I have been practicing. I can't do the numbers. It was before licensure. It was before there was that level of accountability, and I was a counselor before that too. So I had a lot of freedom with how I integrated massage and counseling together that I do not have now. So those of you who are 2 years or less, we are hopefully going to imprint on you, not to make the same snafus, if you will, that we made 30 years ago. All right, so we're going to talk about therapeutic relationships. I'm going to do this at the simplest level possible, which means there's going to be a lot of room for question, a lot of room for conversation. Farah is following behind me, and I think we'll segue very nicely into the pieces that I'm going to do. And then at the very last, with mindfulness, Dr. Price is going to be bringing more information in. So I'm hoping that we're going to build a scaffold, if you will. I'm the lower level, and they will begin to get more specific as we go on. So I told you a little bit about who I am. The important thing you need to understand is that I'm just like, oh, wow, a project. Oh, wow, a bachelor's degree in massage therapy. Can I help? So that's me. And I always have my radar out, trying to figure out what's interesting, what's new, paying attention and listening. I am mostly a clinician. I've been a clinician since the 80s. Became an educator, and for those of you who are educators, as soon as I took over an associate's degree program in massage therapy, I looked at all of the years that I had worked as a clinician, and I just about passed out because how the heck am I going to stand in front of students and tell them what I do and how to do it and how to break it down to the tiniest little bit. So there was this like existential angst that was going on there. It is the same thing I'm feeling right now in front of you. So hopefully we'll be able to break this down and make it. Just disclosures. I'm paid to be here. I did not volunteer. I was asked, and they've covered my expenses. I don't have any competing or conflicting relationships. All the images that I use here come from Creative Commons. And I think that's important. I really want to say that when you're doing presentations, make sure you're not borrowing somebody else's stuff without giving them credit or without permission. And I have biases. You'll hear about them soon. And I also have PowerPoint issues because last night I came in and I had a dark background and you couldn't see it. So I've been editing like a madwoman to get this right, and some of these slides are still not perfect, so bear with me. All right, so you have already joined this, so we're good. All right, so what I want you to do, I just described me. I want you to pick one word to describe yourself, and let's submit it to my poll everywhere. So pick one word to describe yourself, and they will show up here, I hope. I might have to activate this, but sometimes it's... All right, has anybody gotten a response back that says you submitted? Oh, here's the problem. The problem is my mouse is gone. There we go.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes, it's really cool. Oh, I love. So with this poll everywhere, the words that are submitted most often are the biggest. Yeah. Curious and creative are making the top of the list. This is really nice. Compassionate's in there too, highlighted. Creative, caring. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I don't like it that it can't participate.
Don't like it that you can't?
I can't see that. Didn't you say to log into something?
Yes.
Put my little name in there?
Yes. So can someone assist to get logged in on the, she can do it by, if she has a smartphone.
If she can text, that's the easiest way to do it.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Might be easier for her to log into the website and just submit that way. Oh, it's the internet. Yeah, internet. All right, so we've got help, so that's good. All right, anyone who could not put their up here, want to hold their card up and shout out what they have if you weren't able to get that? All right, so what do you see about the people in this room? We've got longevity, and we are creative, compassionate, contemplative, kind, sensitive. Yes. And we're still submitting, so I'm going to give you one more minute, and then I'm going to lock it down. So I got nerd in there, if you can't see that, nerd. just a shout out to the nerd. All right, so we're in? Excellent. All right, so this is the body in this room. And what's important is that who we are here is probably not a lot different than who our clients are, correct? Our clients may not see all of that amazing stuff that just came up on our poll everywhere, but they will make a decision within how long? First 3 seconds, the first 5 seconds, look at your website. They will make a decision about who you are, whether you can be trusted or not. And as a matter of fact, you've already made a decision about me. Yes? So, and that picture has nothing to do with anything except for it was funny. Okay. All right, so pay attention, please. This is the crux of the matter here. Let's see if it actually gets connected. All right, you ready? It's closed captioned. You should be able to follow along. Brace yourself. watch it one more time. I'm going to read it to you as we go along just for emphasis. Yeah, I want to see if it's going to start over or go to something else. Yes. Oh, no, we're going to, because I hit, having hidden mouse issues here. There. All right, so massage robots, the wave of the future. This is a life-size massage robot designed to make massages available to everyone for far less money than a regular massage studio would charge, and no tips required. Many have body image issues or skin disorders that are embarrassing. Many massage parlors have a bad reputation. We won't say any more about that. And the robot gives you precise massages the way you want and doesn't judge you. All right, this was my response. Yep. So, tell me yours. What's your response to that video? Just type in a word. We're doing the polls again. I'll activate it. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. I should have said PG. My bad. I thought the compassionate, sensitive people were in the room. Yeah, sad's a big one. Yeah. Oh, and emojis. I love it. The digital natives are here.
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for the initials of WTF. I appreciate that. All right, so we kind of get the gist. Anybody else still trying to get their last word in here? So you're right, it is all of these things. However, here's their message in a nutshell. Body image issues, they are embarrassing, right? Robots give precise massages. One of my students told me that he and his wife went to the mall and they sat in one of those massaging chairs that does this. And this was so precise that there was this little thing that came up between her legs. So precise. So there we go. And it doesn't judge you. Ooh. All right. So our message back, right? Hope you agree. All bodies are good bodies, right? Woohoo! All right. We do things machines cannot do. Show me a robot hospice massager. All right. And you are safe with us. So the amazing thing is that I have be curious, not judgmental, but what word came up a lot in our word salad up there was curiosity. So we're on the same page. We understand this. Okay, you are safe with us. However, sadly, there is some truth in that video. I know, you know. So we're going to vote. This first one is, well, this is, B is the best massage ever. Can you see what that is that she's massaging? Yeah, it's like a possum. And A is, why isn't the title coming up for A? So A is, I don't do that. So you get to pick which story I tell. So vote A for I don't do that, or vote B for best massage ever, and then it'll be story time. So if you want me to read you the story about I don't do that, type in A. If you want me to tell you the story about the best massage ever, please don't make it be a tie. Please, don't. You do know someone is timing me. Yay! Someone is timing me, right? They're going to pull the sheep thing out. I will post the second one in the hallway somewhere. You can read it if you want to. Okay. Yes, I will cry about this, absolutely. So the very first thing that happened, where did I get the story? So I send my students out to get massages every semester for the type of massage we're teaching. So they have to go out and compare the massage they got with what we taught them. Oh my, I have read hundreds of papers. You know that video? They were right. There were some problems. So anyway, here's the story. So the first thing that happened was a failure to do a proper evaluation or pre-screening. He didn't even go over the forms with me, nor did he ask me if I had any questions. He did ask what my goals were. We'll give him a plus on that. But I was not sure he really wanted to know. He was extremely confident that he could give me what I needed, and even said out loud through his mouth that he would be the best massage therapist I would ever have. I would love to say these stories are not true. They are. Fortunately, this is the East Coast. You're off the hook. Overall, receiving the massage was enjoyable, but at times I wish he had taken the time to be more concerned about how I felt during the session. For example, while in the prone position, he worked on my back and began doing trigger point therapy without informing me prior to doing it. And then he caused me great discomfort, and I told him immediately, but he didn't stop. And the third time I complained, he finally let up. I know he was out of line. A therapist should adjust the pressure or the movement to match the comfort of the patient. Also, after reading the description of pins and needles sensation, you know what pins and needles are, right? What happened there with the therapist creating pins and needles in you? I believe he may have hit a nerve in my back, but maybe hit a nerve other places. This is the one reason that has caused me not to want to attend another session at name will not be disclosed. Another big problem I had during the massage that he did, but he did well, was all of the draping, except when he told me to turn over. He didn't grasp the sheets firmly, so the client's modesty is kept intact, and for a moment my breasts were exposed, which was very embarrassing for the both of us. Not in this little segment is the part where he commented on her nice booty. Oh, the best is yet to come. Hang on. Although it seems that much of this is not in his favor, I would like to say his body mechanics are really good. He had good posture. He managed to keep connection of touch with me at all times. I'm sure he did. The lubrication process was all right, but I did realize he used too much oil and then used a warm towel to take it off, hoping I wouldn't notice. When ending the massage, he continued to use long strokes across my entire body and placed his hands gently on my head and neck and stroked softly. He then said, "Thank you for your time," placed his forehead against mine. Poor student, which I thought was a little bit personal way to end a massage. I felt the connection, all right, of him giving me my body back. But I did feel good. So after getting dressed, he walked me to the front desk, and a woman took care of my bill and then handed me an envelope for a gratuity, which I gave him more than 20%. Pay attention to this, people. I gave him more than 20% because I knew I wouldn't be back. And that part of me felt that it was on the right track to give me closure. And I ended our brief relationship of client and therapist on a good note for me, preparing for a fresh new start. So, you think you did a great job when you got that big tip? Think again. So I get stories like this all the time. Oop, I had this lined up so that I could make this thing move. So we should be dismayed about this. So I will just a really quick asterisk to this. I feel really guilty when I send my students out to get massages and they come back with stories like this, and they come back with stories like this because massage therapy, we don't judge you and we think bodies are great, really great. So I did try to intervene for my student, and I will tell you that the whole hierarchy of this business did not believe a word I said. When she called to complain, they offered her a free massage. Okay, you know where that is. Off we go. All right. Okay, so what we do is really simple. We provide a massage for people, and we create an environment for them. But the clients and us, we are a little bit complicated. So we're going to talk a little bit about how complicated that is. We deal with the human body. We deal with people's thoughts and our own thoughts. And we deal with relationships. So if my mouse will work here. So the human body, we focused on that ad nauseum in massage school. We learned about the skin. Probably not as much as we should, but we learned about the skin. Learned about muscles. How many of you had like the same nausea that I had when I was memorizing origins and insertions and actions and all of that stuff? But it's important to know. We did joints and joint movement, so we wouldn't wrench somebody's shoulder out, even though I've had that happen. We look at circulatory systems, respiratory systems, nervous system, including the spinal cord and the brain. We learn about the organs and how they impact the body. We learn about the senses. They're not just 5 senses, they're like 33 if you get right down to it. So our body senses vibration, pressure, it senses pain in multiple kinds of ways, whether it's the skin, somatic pain, or visceral pain. Affective sensors, we're sending out, we're picking up emotional signals through touch in our body. Temperature, what's the ideal temperature for a massage room? Give me mid-70s, right? Please do not take me into the ice room, okay? Your hands need to be warm too, right? We know this is how we think about temperature. Smell, we play to the sense of smell. We do aromatherapy, our rooms are clean, we're clean, we don't stink, it's all good. Sight, we make beautiful rooms and beautiful spaces. Taste, we provide them tea. I don't know about the champagne before. I always have a problem with that, but we do that. And then we have to keep in mind, how old are they? Do you do the same massage for a baby that you do for a 40-year-old? No. Most of the stuff we learn is 40-year-old male body, right? Biological sex. How does that impact how they're going to experience all of these things? We really ought to be thinking about gender identity because it's a brain thing. So what is their gender identity? And then we are thinking about disabilities, whether it's intellectual or physical, and how that interfaces with their ability to give consent and receive massage. So, and then, oh my gosh, genetics, lay the groundwork for all of this. And then epigenetics change everything about how those express. And then for you, Ruth, pathology on top of that changes the way the body interacts with our massage, interacts with itself, interacts all over. So this just makes me exhausted that we have to know all of this stuff and know it well by the time we go out into the field. And I wish that were all we had to know. So what we do is really simple, but our clients' bodies are pretty complicated. That's biology. That's the bio. And it would be enough if all we had to deal with was the biology. But our clients come into us with thoughts, right? They have certain expectations. I really love the client that is coming in with the gift certificate that their spouse purchased for them because they felt like they needed to relax, and the whole time they were thinking is, how long is an hour? I have to be here, right? But our clients do come in with expectations. This will be so relaxing. Oh, did I get the time right? Because you're running late. I don't know about you, but I always like second guess myself as like, did I get the day right? Did I get the time right? Am I? So they're already nervous. I love trying new things. This will be so relaxing. I love massage. They don't care about my time. They are so rude. You know, your front staff set the tone. You just got to be careful. No one understands. The world is safe. I don't feel safe. I'm a mess. I can't trust anyone. Nobody cares. I am awful. I can't. This is the internal stuff that is going on with your clients when they walk in the room. It influences how they receive that massage. On top of that, you have thoughts. So I want you to think a minute about some of the thoughts you have when you're waiting for the client, when you first see the client, when you're coming in getting ready to do a massage. So for example, sometimes when I'm demonstrating massage on my students, there is this crisis that I'm having that says, what if they don't like it, right? What if they don't like it? So what thoughts do you have? And you can participate in my poll if you would like to share them. What thoughts do you have when you walk into the room with a client? We already saw some of the ones that a client may have. What kind of thoughts do you have? Yes. See, that's why we should have read I Don't Do That. But I'll put it in the back for you. Yeah, I'm seeing that, you sort of take this minute to center and kind of get yourself ready to go. Best massage ever, oh yeah. Don't tell me who you are. I like that because that has, depending on how you read who is this person, that has really powerful stuff behind it. Grocery list, and then after the grocery list goes out of your brain, it's like, oh, did I do their right arm? I don't remember.
Yeah, it has oil on it.
That used to be my cue. Not anymore.
Did I do that one? Oh, yeah, it has oil on it.
Yeah. All right. So how much time do I have left? So I want to know how fast I need to go through these next things. Okay. All right. Do you mind if you can keep submitting, but I'm going to go to a different slide so that we get to some of the other good stuff that we really want to talk about here. All right. So we've got the human biology in the mix. Thoughts are sort of like the human psychology in the mix. And the next thing we're going to look at are the relationships that we have and our clients have. And this is where I have to multitask over here just a little bit. All right, so we think when we go in to see a client, and I know that a couple of the other presenters are going to expand on this, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of work with this, but the little red line is what we think is happening. We're communicating with the client. But if you look at all the little lines back behind, all of their history is coming in with them, and all of our history is coming in with us. Who we are and who they are starting to intermesh. So write down this title. To treat me, you have to know who I am. There's a wonderful video that is put out by New York State about understanding LGBTQI and the clientele. It is an excellent introduction to how to make a welcoming practice. I'm not going to play that video for you because it's outside the scope of where I want to go today, and I only have 15 minutes. So to treat me, you have to know who I am. Does anybody disagree with that? No? No. So let's just think about the relationship between the massage therapist and the client. And these are going to be your clients. When you look at this picture, it's a wonderful, happy family. Everybody is enjoying touch. These are your clients. But the underlying, to treat me, you have to know who I am, is that there's enough institutional racism that is going to put the fear of whatever in the mom and the dad raising a child of color, and that is going to change how they interface with you and with the world, right? And we need to be not necessarily perfect about this, but aware of who our client may be and the stories they hold when they walk in. What does your website look like? Are all of your pictures white and female, or is there color on your website? That's their first introduction to you. What if your client is this person and is coming to you because they are this person? You've had that client, right? You never can make them happy, no matter what you do, right? But what if this client is the child of this person, in a relationship with this person, and they maybe are apologizing the whole time for everything that you do that is not perfect? Follow that? They are apologizing to you for everything that you did that wasn't perfect. We need to be sensitive to that because that flavors the relationship that we have that's a therapeutic relationship. All right, what do you think's going on here? To treat, right, yeah, like all kinds of things come up. To treat me, you have to know who I am. I am a parent. Don't make those stereotypical assumptions that I'm a parent and that it's a two-gender relationship. It's a one-gender relationship. What does your website say? So I know all of you are thinking, oh my gosh, how do I fit all of this in? It's really simple. You know, you put a little blurb on your website that explains your philosophy. You put a little blurb in your intake form. You ask a question. Tell me about your family really fast. You use gender pronouns, or ask them for their gender pronouns, or ask them for their spouse, or use really inclusive language when you are putting your forms together. It's not that hard. You're not spending 30 hours interviewing these and being their psychotherapist. You're their massage therapist, but you want to know their context. Okay, to treat me, you have to know who I am. The buzz in massage these days is working with the military, veterans, whatever. And that's a whole different environment. But if you think that that's the only thing that is a military environment, do your homework. Okay? There is no buddy like that unless you're the one woman in that buddy team. PTSD is not, for the most part in the military, a result of battle trauma. Sexual assault in the military is what is the cause of most PTSD. All right, I look at this and I'm like, what's going on? Some people are entirely comfortable in relationships like this, and for some people it is not a comfortable relationship at all. What's our comfort level with that? And then how do we treat that person? Maybe their psychotherapist said, hey, you need to go get massage because you've got anger management issues. So how do we treat that person? Okay, what do you see? How are you going to know? They're coming in for couples massage. Back when I first started doing massage, couple was a man and a woman, and no one who had anything varying of that ventured out to be identified as a couple. Bless the heavens and the goddesses. Now everyone says, my body deserves this care. But when you say, do you want a couples massage? What is in your head? What are you saying? Or when a man and a woman, I had 2 students that lived in the same area, so they booked their massages at the same time, you know, the assignment I give, booked their massage at the same time. They had 5 conversations with the spa telling them this was not a couples massage. All right, religion is important to our clients. What religion is this? So actually, I picked this image on purpose. Cardinal McCarrick, who is from the Washington, D.C. area, which may be meaningless to you, finally stepped down after agreeing that he had molested children. Okay, so Catholic, your clients identify as very religious and spiritual, but they may identify with one side of this or the other. You don't have to take a side, but you need to be cognizant that religion is not necessarily whom. It might actually be just tearing their insides out. Do you have to treat that? No, but you need to know about it in order to be fully present with your client. Okay, assumptions here. They've been married for 50 years. They look like they just, that's why I picked it. They look like they just got married. There's a big yacht in the background, and you know, they're all really happy and getting along really well. We make assumptions about successful marriages and couples and whatever. So, okay, if you were raised like this, it might have a wonderful feeling in your body about being around children. But there's also a book called Tiger Mom that this picture conjures up for me too. Maybe this child is like, got to get the swimming lessons done so they can be on the swim team. So what messages do our clients get? And it influences how they are going to be for you on the table. They're either going to be perfect, they're not going to relax, they're not going to let go, they're not going to do whatever. You don't have to make them, you just need to be aware. Okay. All right, my favorite children's story is Mr. Putter and Tabby. Has anybody ever read Mr. Putter and Tabby? I love Mr. Putter and Tabby, so that's all this is. Mr. Putter and Tabby, living alone, has a cat. My favorite client was a 72-year-old man who used to come to me, lived alone. He was very active, chopped firewood, or all kinds of things, but he very regularly came to get massaged because he knew he was touch deprived, and he knew that he wanted his body to not hurt so much because he was cutting firewood. So he was my Mr. Putter. Domestic violence. Our clients have experiences of domestic violence, so they may actually experience your touch in a very tentative way. Most people put out their highlight reel. How many of your Thanksgivings are that peaceful? Family stuff is just really well hidden, and we make assumptions that everything is sweetness and light when, I don't know, are they all holding hands and looking at each other? And this one like breaks my heart every time I look at this. So we think people who have lost spouses are the age of the couple that I showed you in front of the yacht, right? We also think on Veterans Day that we should honor the military. But I want you to just think a minute about honoring the survivors, which are out there, and they're young, and they're raising babies, and they need a massage, really need a massage, and that daycare that you should have opened in your practice so that they can come to do this. So how much time do I have? Just a few minutes. Okay, so I will save the personal story for another time. So if you treat me, you have to know who I am. All right? Those are our clients. Do we know who they are? How do we find out? It's not complicated. It's a matter of listening. It's a matter of putting things that are welcoming on your web pages. And it's a matter of understanding their context in the world, not just that human body where we had to learn all of that stuff. They're more than that. All right, I'm going to move past reactions because I just have a few minutes. So we have human biology, we have the psychological, and we have the social context, which is a lot of stuff. When I was going to school, this is what we called holistic, body, mind, spirit, right? I'm okay with that. I kind of think this is more holistic. Human body, psychology, social. Whoop. I think this is like even uber holistic, right? Their whole context, which is sort of what I was introducing you to as we were talking. You know, where do they live? What's their economics? What's their life experience? And that sort of stuff. So that should inform our therapeutic relationship. I want to tell you that what we have is magic. It's magic, but it's just ordinary magic, okay? How many of you know Wizard of Oz? What does Glinda, the Good Witch, finally tell Dorothy at the end of the movie? The book is a little different, but at the end of the movie, what does she say? You had the power in you all the time, right? Our job is to put the power back in our clients' bodies, give them their bodies back, and I'm sure Dr. Price will talk some more about what that involves. We don't have to do anything special. It's available to each of us. We can just do a little smart stuff with what we do. And sorry that my stuff is like totally screwing up here. Give me like specific minutes, 30 seconds or?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, all right. So this is what we are able to do for our massage clients. We see their world. Where does it hurt? I'm here to relax. Give me an hour. Nobody goes to a massage therapist to feel bad when it's over, right? And we communicate to understand what are their goals. So I'm going to redefine a word for you. Please don't hate me. Attunement. Forget what you know. Okay? Attunement is you and me in a relationship. I'm attuned in me. Helping you get attuned in you has nothing to do with what I'm waving over you. Has everything to do with listening and communicating to understand. Has everything to do with me treating you because I know who you are. Has everything to do with the therapeutic process. It's magic too, but magic in a very different way. So we use holistic assessment skills. I'm going to fly through this because you want to hear the other people. We use holistic assessment skills. We listen non-judgmentally. This is where I get to plug my workshop. It's one of the key things we do in mental health first aid is help you understand to do that. We create safe spaces. Our brains are wired to respond to beauty. So we create beautiful spaces. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But we also create spaces that are going to be therapeutic for the clients that we deal with. So if it's going to be in a hospital, the safe space is going to look very differently. However, I am really pro put a spa in a hospital setting because there's nothing better than responding to beauty while you're being treated. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't medical massage and healthcare doesn't have to be totally clinical. We create safe spaces for children. We create lovely smells. We do all kinds of lovely things. So what we create is hope so that our clients come out feeling really good, that they feel safe, they like their body, that that whole video was wrong, that somebody cares, and that they feel good. They need this. Doesn't have to hurt, and I can feel better, feel more relaxed, feel whatever. We do what machines do not do. Can I have an amen? We do this, right? We treat the whole body, we treat the psychological context, and we understand, we know who they are when we treat them. Tracy Walton. I could have just put this quote up and not said another word. By touching a body, we touch every event it has experienced. For a few brief moments, we hold all of our clients' stories in our hands. And as if that wasn't poignant enough, we witness someone's experience in their own flesh through some of the most powerful means possible, the contact of our hands, the acceptance of the body without judgment, and the occasional listening ear. With these gestures, we reach across the isolation of the human experience and we hold another person's legend. In massage therapy, we show up, we ask in so many ways what it's like to be another human being, and in doing so, we build a bridge that may heal us both. She's my guru. Like, she's got so many quotables. So, all right, so mental health first aid will teach you this. It's within scope. I just wanted to let you know that they have a new Narcan opioid supplement if you're interested in that. And then if you have questions, this is where you can poll everywhere, submit them, and thank you very much.